get to. I mean, the last two games, or at least the last two fourth quarters, have been J-Lo, a whole lot of cheeks. All right, this is just not a good team the last two fourth quarters, and it's frustrating because you're wasting good to great. I mean, great performances by Book offensively.
The Suns decided to drop the ball again, this time to the Orlando Magic. And honestly, I don't even know what the score was because I closed down my ESPN box and I didn't want to keep track of it in this one. Gerald, what was the score?
113-98.
Yeah. See, not worth really keeping track of because, oh no, we suck again. Our fourth quarter woes and some other things. But, you know, how are you guys handling with the loss?
Another day in the NBA, yo. It's another day in the NBA. This was total unprofessionalism. This was lack of effort. This was lack of awareness. This was not being pros. All that sunk in one. That, you know, am I defining who they are by this one night? No, I never do that. I don't get too high or low on 82 game seasons, but it's complete dud. They deserve to get their ass whooped like they did. They played with their food all night and they got their ass whooped. That's it. Period.
Are you willing to admit that, Eric, if you have the image, throw it up now, that the fourth quarter is a problem again? Last game, you said it wasn't, even though, you know, only score 17. Tonight they go on a complete dry spell again. The fourth quarter is once again a problem for this team. And it's a lot of the same issues we saw early on: stagnant offense, turnovers, not rebounding. They wind up just disappearing in terms of energy and effort in the fourth. This feels like this is still a problem for the consistently inconsistent Suns. And we've had a couple win streaks that kind of, I think, make us feel like things are corrected. But I still think there's some of the same fundamental problems we've seen throughout this year with this team.
I think the biggest problem is that lineup to start second quarters and fourth quarters when Book goes to the bench. It doesn't have rhythm. And this is not to throw KD or Beal under the bus, but that is the snowball that starts these fourth quarters most of the time, because those lineups, for whatever reason, are struggling to find flow. They're turning the ball over. They're missing shots. They're not getting stops on the other end. And at that point, the other team has momentum. And by the time Book gets back in the game, like, the game's already turned. It's already out of hand. It's already snowballing. And so then Book comes in, commits some turnovers. It compounds everything. And look, if you think that Devin Booker taking as many shots as he has the last couple of games is the reason why they've lost the games, I question your knowledge of basketball. I question whether you have an agenda. I question whether you're even watching the game. But the ball does need to move a little bit more. It does need to not be so stagnant. And I get it, with a big three, sometimes there is going to be a your turn, my turn element to this. But the biggest problem for me is that the Suns beat themselves. Like, you could point to the missed free throws. You could point to the turnovers, something I brought up in pregame. The Magic turned teams over. They did a great job with it the first go around. The second time, it absolutely killed them. And the fact that you took 19 fewer shots and what were they, 4 for 14 from three? Like, you are fighting an uphill battle against math. You're not going to win against a top 5 defense like that. And the carelessness with the ball just doomed them tonight. That's it.
We might go ahead. Go ahead, Espo.
I was just gonna say, when you have more turnovers than you have 3-pointer attempts, that's not going to get it done. I mean, they didn't even get to half of what we said that they should get to. I mean, the last two games, or at least the last two fourth quarters, have been J-Lo, a whole lot of cheeks. All right, this is just not a good team the last two fourth quarters, and it's frustrating because you're wasting good to great. I mean, great performances by Book offensively, but then you're not doing the little things to take care of business.
Espo, I love you, dog. You know I do. I'm still not gonna keep pointing at the fourth quarter. I'm just not, and I tell you why. They didn't lose this game in the fourth quarter. This game was lost way early, way before that. All the turnovers, the missed free throws, the carelessness with the ball. This game should have been over at halftime. If they just play the way they're supposed to play and be pros and don't do what they were doing in that first half, game will be over. I get it. The numbers continue to say fourth quarter. But I tend to believe that in the entirety of the game, a lot of that stuff just compounds itself. And then it just in the fourth quarter, it snowballs. I think we could walk away and end the show with just Gerald's description. I mean, I think he nailed it. He nailed everything to a T. It's just one of those things where, you can't, this is the NBA, guys. Like 4 fucking 3-pointers. You get 14 threes in the NBA in this era. Are y'all kidding me, man? Like, I might as well just flatten all 4 of my tires and call, I'm not getting to work, guys. Like, it's that simple. Like, 4 flat tires. You're not fucking winning in the NBA taking 14 3-pointers. That's just it. You're not winning in the NBA having more turnovers in 3-point attempts. And you're not winning in the NBA when you miss damn near 10 free throws. And so, yeah, it's just one of them nights. I know this team is not what we saw tonight. I know it. I know it emphatically. Y'all could come at me if y'all want in the chat. That's not who the Phoenix Suns are.